Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes have debated and/or committed a homicide. Quinny needed to do something violent in memory of Gary, and Reginald helped him kill a necromancer to make it happen, while Butthole and Juniper witnessed a weird toast and then went searching for their friends. Will this murder affect their quest after they get back to the tavern? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
They do say when you've done a random murder in the middle of the street, the best call is to run like fuck, and that's where we find ourselves. As Quinny, you and a giant invisible Reginald fucking book it away from the casual murder you did of what you thought was an old man, but turned out to be something far worse. Is there anything you wanted to do as you flee the scene?
Yeah, I just hurl Golin's medallion thing just into the gutter where we killed that guy. It's over there. They'll put it together.
And you're lucky there's no sewer clown down there because, man, they love that shit. All right, great. So you throw the evidence and you book it.
Oh, my God, we could have framed it on the sewer clown.
There's no takesy backsies.
It's your hometown. Why didn't you speak up?
We all get framed down here.
That's how you end up in the sewer. One carnival comes through town, rips off the wrong person, fleeing into the sewer.
Yep. It's really busy down there.
Yeah.
So you take off, and soon enough, you find yourselves running directly into Juniper and Butthole as they leave the bar. And I think it's very much and back we go kind of situation where you just kind of sweep them up. Butthole and Juniper, do you have any reaction to this? Because Reginald is like fucking hulked out right now.
I was going to say, he's hulked out and he's invisible. So as far as Juniper and Butthole can see, there's just Quinny running. But for the first time, he's clanking with every step because it sounds like the sound's coming from Quinny. Butthole's just like, oh, you guys okay? Oh, I thought something bad happened, but it seems like you're doing good. Where's Reginald?
Are you running from some... What happened?
Just had to get away from just a bad scene. Reginald's right here. I can see him with the eye. Reginald, wait. Well, don't wait. It doesn't matter if you wave. Reginald's here. Say hello, Reginald.
And Reginald will take off the ring, having gone back to normal, because he can at will get rid of the powers if he wants to, and just be like, yeah, no, had a nice time, just had to go for a bit of a stroll, so we can head back now.
Quinny has like a massive like series of hickeys like on his face.
Reginald is sprayed with goo.
So nothing happened, just a normal walk.
Just two dudes being guys.
Just broing out in a car, am I right?
Yeah.
And what's that? And Juniper like points to Quinny's face.
Quinny looks at Reginald.
Reginald looks back, trying to will, just with his eyes being like, I'm not good at this. Like Reginald, if he tells this story, you're getting caught.
I think Quinny not realizing that he's got like the marks on his face, and now it is all coming back of like, oh yeah, not having anything, and just saying, we kissed.
Oh my God, says Butthole.
Oh, so where did I'm sorry. Okay, that might explain those marks, but
Reginald,
the goo.
did you
Look, it was a passionate kiss.
Well, this checks out to me. I mean, I've heard that there's a
Can
certain
I do
thing
a perception or something?
Yeah.
I've heard that there's a certain thing that sprays if people get too excited while they're kissing.
That's a 3.
You've also heard that, Juniper. I guess passions.
I mean, Juniper's been around, but like...
Well, I don't think this qualifies as something you would have seen around.
No, this is not. This is very different.
I guess go horde, says Butthole. Very confused. Very trying to be cheerful for friends. Also forlorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a couple now.
Yes,
when did this
and
happen?
We are a couple.
Reginald immediately realizes he shit the bed, but then when he has to back him, it's like you're just watching dread cover this man's face.
I like to imagine random muscles are bulging out to the sides. He's just panicking.
He's just realized how much he's shit the bed in this instance.
Yeah, so what's up with you guys?
No. No. When did this happen?
Well, just now.
We're not Juniper. You can't impinge on their happiness.
I'm not. I'm just curious because
It happened on the walk. Then they kissed for the first time, and now they're going to be in love forever because they both sprayed their goo.
Well, we don't want to put a label on it.
Wait,
Well, let's
you guys sprayed goo? That means you have to get married. You were supposed to get married before you did that.
We're not doing that. We're not getting married.
No?
Nope.
Well, how do you feel about that, Reginald? He just looks to Quinny and he's like, does not know an answer to make this okay.
Reginald's fine with it.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with living in sin.
Goblin Jr. gives Quinny a look, like a real, like he knows what's going on for Butthole right now. He just gives you a look and he just turns around and just trots away. Just very disappointed.
What does that mean in beast speech? does he say anything?
He doesn't say anything. No,
Oh, okay.
it's literally just it is Lee Pace arriving on like a stag and looking at a battle and being like, no, and leaving in the Hobbit movies that shall not be named. Goblin Jr. is just like, he's like looking from Butthole to you and then just shaking his snarfy head, and then he turns and trots away.
But'll be like, okay, we should go back to the bar. And he's going to follow Goblin Jr. out.
At which point a hobgoblin slams into you and just says, "Oh, hey, hi, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Are you guys not from around here?"
Did he slam into Butthole as he exited? Or did
Yeah.
he slam into this? Great. Butthole's going to say, I don't know. Why don't you fall in love? And he's just going to leave.
Well, alrighty then. And he fucks off down an alleyway.
Oh, wait, no.
Now he's gone.
Okay.
Well, we look down the alleyway and he's gone?
He like trips over a garbage can, does a bit, and then just like walks off.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, was he significant in any way?
I'm just.
Listen, this is about us. We're talking about the mission now.
Yeah, we're trying to stay on task here.
Do you want a kiss?
No.
Reginald, stop talking.
Sorry, I get nervous when people find out about my romantic secrets.
Why are you asking me if I want to kiss?
Because I'm nervous. You ask so many questions. It's like you don't believe us.
Well, do I have reason not to believe you?
All right, I'm gonna need a deception check from Reginald. Whoop.
We got a chance here.
We got it.
This guy's never fucked up a lie in his life. Oh, 21.
Holy shit.
I rolled a 19. He's not good at this.
Oh man, Juniper, you do feel bad for not believing him. This.
Is this what you want to see? He says, grabs Quinny and just fucking makes out with him in the middle of the street. And it's a fucking intense kiss. Like, Reginald is fucking going for it.
Quinny's fighting him the whole way.
Wait, okay,
Now, who was that guy?
Meanwhile, back in the bar, Butthole, you've entered the bar and you have a rare moment alone with your thoughts as you enter. The same song is playing. It's a familiar space but an unfamiliar space, empty chairs, etc. Like, what happens for Butthole in this moment?
Butthole is just adrift in emotions he is not equipped for, but he also knows he shouldn't be. So he like orders a drink, and then people are still in the bar, right? They're still busy? Yeah. And he's just like, just to the man that we all know is the greatest, to Reginald Tingler. And it looks like he's overcome with emotion at the loss of Reginald Tingler to everyone in this bar. But he's just trying to be happy for his brother.
And music stops, and like just a chorus of like, to Reginald Tingler, to Reginald Tingler, to Reginald Tingler. And then finally, just like one voice kind of louder than the rest, just says, yes, to Reginald Tingler, my missing son. At which point, a mug slams down next to you and an arm clamps around your shoulders. and you look into the face of Archibald fucking
What?
Tingler.
What?
Meanwhile,
Wait, what?
outside the bar,
What?
Juniper, you're watching Quinny and Reggie just make out and smooch.
Yep.
Butthole's gone. Goblin Jr.'s gone. And there's a man who went down an alley. You're the only person with any information about this hobgoblin.
And no plausible reason for you to want to go back into the bar.
Okay. All right. Quinny,
What? Yes. God, anything to get me.
can you please just go in and check on Butthole?
Yeah, fine. God, get. It's hard to
Reginald, we have to follow this hobgoblin.
I mean, okay. That's all he's got. He's not good at lying, so he's just going to agree and hope he can say as little as possible.
Fair enough.
He is surprised that Quinny even that's very soft lips, but he's not going to say it.
Just the grace of a dancer, you know?
Yeah,
All right, so the two of you take off down the alley. Juniper, I got to ask, why are you chasing Pitch the hobgoblin?
I don't remember.
I think it's honestly it feels like
Phenomenal answer.
It feels like both as Juniper and as Laura, you're both like, I don't know how to handle this scene. I gotta go.
Honestly.
All right, so it's literally Juniper just like reaching for an out.
Yeah,
confusing
because
and terrible.
This is one of those times it's so hard to, as a player, know information that your character doesn't. It's so hard.
Wait, so what information? Is something important happening?
Absolutely nothing, apparently.
Yeah, that's good. No, don't worry about
This
it.
guy gave a weird toast at the bar. That's it.
We're
Everything's
toast
fine.
at the bar, and these guys kissed. Okay, sure.
Yep.
What?
Yep, that's good.
What?
Off you go. Okay, so you take off down the alley, and you can hear Pitch's voice just echoing off the walls as he mutters to himself. Just saying, oh, come on, yeah, we got to fit in somewhere, right? There's got to be someone who can take us in. Yeah, but I mean, who would ever take us in? I mean, come on, we're this. You hear him like approach another like bunch of revelers, be like, "Hey, hi, go a ka, yay, the horde seems cool." And then some people kind of laugh, and you hear him sort of wander off, and he just seems like a legitimately kind of lost and troubled person who is looking for a community and failing to find one. Which Juniper, even though you're in a tizzy about all this, I think if you're trying to focus on your work, the idea of someone who's lost without a community is like literally you for most of your life. So it's not an unfamiliar sentiment to hear. And I think that might kind of pierce through it, even though you're in a tangle of feelings about this confusing Quinny Reginald
I'm just
ship.
feeling it harder. There's just what?
All right, quick question, Juniper. Do we want to befriend or murder this person?
I think we'll befriend.
That's not a default in a car, but I'm glad you clarified.
No, but I mean, at least for now, we don't really know much about him, except that people in the bar seem to not like him, even though he was saying stuff that I would have expected those people to like, but...
So we're looking for the least likable man in a car.
Least likable person in that bar, yeah.
Do we have a name?
I don't know, did we get the name?
Yep.
Yeah.
He introduced himself when he got up in
Pitch?
the bar.
Hey, Pitch! He just yells.
And like just full on Jim Carrey in the Mask level of like running out on kind of like bouncing on the one foot, and then he just slams into a wall. Like he tried it, but he doesn't have the. He's fine. It just isn't as cool looking as he hoped. He's like, yeah, hey, hi.
Hello, this is my friend Juniper. She wants to talk to you. And then Reginald basically becomes a human statue because he has nothing to contribute.
Yeah, okay, yeah, hey, hi.
Hi there. I just saw you back in the old campaigner.
Oh, you saw us there. Oh, okay, that's not.
Wait, who's with you?
Mostly me. But you know, well, you know, when you're alone a lot, sometimes it helps to have someone to talk to. So I just kind of, you know, started making people I could talk to. So I've got a few people that I can talk to that are me. It's just me. But like, I don't know if you can relate at all. But
You wouldn't believe.
okay, great, yeah. So yeah, no, I really thought this place was different, you know? I kind of, they told us that this was the place where it's cool if you're evil, and, you know, hobgoblins tend to get that reputation as you know, people don't tend to actually want to get to know anyone. They just want to, like, assume a lot of things based on stories they've heard. So I thought, okay, fine. If everyone thinks we're evil, we might as well just go where the evil people are. But it turns out they're just all bored. They're just bored. Everyone here is bored, and they don't like outsiders. So it's also awful here, and I don't really know where else we can go because everywhere else is undead. Is that paint night still happening, do you think?
Tom, quick question. With Reginald, who has a lot of experience with like monsters and undead and fae and all that shit, this guy's use of like an us instead of an I, is there anything with Reginald looking at him that would give away perhaps he is not a hobgoblin?
Nothing that you're seeing. Honestly, for you, this is reading more like people who've had a rough ride in the Horde, just having like that kind of situation. But no, you're not getting any sense that this is. I understand having just fought like a giant tangle of vines inside a human suit that you might be concerned. But no, this just he seems like on the level in terms of how he's presenting himself.
Yeah, he's no more likely to be a tangle of vines than any other person Reginald
Truly,
meets
yes,
at any time.
I mean,
and he's like, tentacle can come out of any mouth at a
Who
second.
among us? There's two tentacle blind monsters in each of us, and it's which one you feed.
Do you feed the tentacle of the spike? Okay, then he'll just keep watching.
I actually do think for Reginald, the idea that hobgoblins are inherently evil is kind of laughable because like in Horde world, everyone is inherently evil. So the idea that anyone would be like, no, you, because like weirdly like racism seems kind of quaint to you.
No race is more evil. Evil's a choice. Like that's kind of the central belief of his world. It's a smart choice too. Idiots pick good.
For good is dumb. Yeah, so he's like rapidly looking back and forth between you. He's like darting his eyes a lot to Reginald because Reginald isn't saying or doing anything. It's making him actively uncomfortable.
Every time he looks at Reginald, Reginald looks to Juniper until he looks back, and it's just they're both end up like chaining from one to her.
This happens for like a solid 10 seconds. Then he just says, "This is nice."
So, we're outsiders too. Where'd you come from?
My community kicked me out.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. Well, I mean, it's really not actually. Sorry, we're kind of bad at this. We haven't had to talk to anyone in a while. So, maybe I'm oversharing, so maybe I won't tell you. Is that how this works? He's going to roll a...
I'm
He's going to roll
curious.
a check to see if he can understand social norms.
Oh, no.
7. No. He's like, okay, no, I shouldn't be telling you any of this. So I'm from a mysterious place far away, and that's all you get. We're friendly, though.
Okay. Okay, I mean, I was going to share some stuff too. And
Oh, so that is how this... we fucked up. Pitch. This is what we were talking about on the way here. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm from a small warrior clan, and I made the mistake of telling them that I had found a religion I thought kind of might help everyone a little bit, to have something more to live for than just plunder and destruction, and they did not like that at all. So I kind of left and started making my way in the world, but it turns out that a lot of people think that hobgoblins are evil. So when I show up places, they're kind of like, and I'm like, we're fine, don't worry about it. And then they're like, you used a plural, are you like, I don't know, a monster? And then I do voices like that, and then they think I am, and then I have to run, or they just stare at me like they did in the bar, or they just look to each other, which was kind of fun, but also kind of means maybe I need to leave. So that's kind of me. Yeah,
no, it just surprised me that like I thought everyone here was like very pro what you were saying or would be, and then didn't seem the case.
That's what I was told too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came a long way for this. And this is
where did you come from?
disappointing.
You said a warrior clan, but
Oh yeah, roving band. We're kind of to the southeast.
this universe or another one?
What?
So what religion did you find?
Oh, it was the funniest thing. There's this traveling bard who had these pamphlets. Have you heard of this Moonhammer?
Yes.
We have indeed.
Oh, good. Then you know the word. Well, that's great. So anyway, I read up about her, and there were these moon mandments that I was reading that seemed pretty keen. So that's kind of what got me thinking about it. And I thought, hey, instead of just murdering and plundering, what if friendship, fellowship, and flatulence and strength? Huh? Because the strength part and the flatulence part were already well taken care of in my particular band, but the friendship piece was mysteriously absent. So I thought maybe that. And I got to say, I don't necessarily believe there's like a moonhammer. That would be very silly. But the tenants I do think are rather useful.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Moonhammer left, there's a Butthammer now, and the tenants hold up.
Huh.
Do you want to come with us? I feel like I'm morally obligated to invite you based on like 3 things that you said that are like the passcode to me having to bring you to my boss.
Sure. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Horde.
Typhus. Horde. Oh, you're one of them.
Well, we all have certain... You need to talk to my boss. Start trying to walk him back to the bar.
Sure. And he says, oh, this is great. Maybe soon we'll be able to buy that other glove. Meanwhile, back inside the bar, Quinny, no, we're going to go to Butthole. Butthole, you look directly into the eyes of Archibald Tingler. However, his beard is styled slightly different. His features still sharp, but different wrinkles, different scars. And he's wearing a spiky fucking helmet and a lot of reds and blacks. And he just says, my son has been missing for quite some time, and to hear you speak so eloquently of Reginald Tingler, it awakens something in me other than rage, which is rare for me. So I thank you, handsome stranger. You look awfully familiar. Do you ever get that?
I just got one of those faces, he says, debating whether or not killing an Archibald who isn't his Archibald. Like, Butthole's only question, right? Oh, do you know what? He doesn't have to ask questions. He doesn't have to think. Sometimes he just has to take a moment to pray. That's a 4. He immediately starts strangling this Archibald. Just hands around throat.
All right. Quinny, you enter a bar to find Butthole just springing at a man in a pointy hat and beginning to strangle him. What do you do?
Quinny says, oh my God, Butthole, it was a lie. We didn't kiss. Relax. And I come over and try to pull him off this poor guy.
Great.
And Butthole is just yelling, kill him.
All right. So let's roll initiative.
Dr. Martha has not been doing her job if this is how everyone is taking out their emotions.
We've had a lot of Echo lately and not a lot of Dr. Martha, so this is fair.
Butthole has a 10.
10 for Butthole.
11 for Quinny.
11 for Quinny. Excellent. Okay. Let's start with an opposed strength check, please, Ryan.
Okie dokie. That's a 9.
I also rolled a 9, but then I get to add stuff, which I think is going to shift that a little bit. Okay, so you leap at him and start choking him. And as soon as you do, his eyes go wide, but his face also splits into a grin. And you knew that your Archibald was a sociopathic monster. He never made it as far as this Archibald has, so his grin is far wider, far more immediate, and it's literally like you just gave him the best gift in the world. He is so happy. And as you begin to choke him, he just immediately starts pummeling your guts, just with rapid charged punches to your stomach. And I think he cracks you in the forehead because I won the strength check. So he breaks the grapple, and then just starts punching. So what's your AC?
20.
20. All right. Okay, so that's 2 hits, which is 16 damage and an additional 22 damage for a total of 38. So yeah, as his fists start going, just again it's that Agent Smith style punching where it's just almost a blur of powered fists, and he just kind of frothing at the mouth yells, "Praising my son and battle, wonderful!" At which point, a sort of a quick kind of 2-note like almost a hoorah, but not quite, sounds as the various members of the horde who are at the bar stand. And Quinny, that's what you entered to see, is just like the choking, the punching, and immediately a bunch of horde folk who have entered the bar since you all left, standing and beginning to converge. So that is him. He's merrily punching away. Next up, we have Quinny.
Yeah. So I see. Do I see Archibald, or is there too much going on for me to really make out who this person is?
Well, I mean, if you walk into a room and you see Butthole choking a man to death, how much attention do you pay to who it is, and how much attention do you pay to like?
Not a lot to who it is just now. It's more like, God,
Yeah.
Butthole, low profile.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think you recognize. It's also like Butthole can immediately recognize Archibald because he's seen him a bunch of times. You saw him like that one time when you fought him and he turned into a goo monster real fast. So it's long time ago. Yeah. But you definitely recognize like the people standing up are clearly adorned in the not
That
weird,
is concerning.
Yeah, the not like pageant version of horde armor.
Their uniforms, I'm assuming, resemble thematically the one of the guy that was being choked, broke that chokehold, and is now punching Butthole.
Yeah, they're definitely
effectively.
of the same family. Honestly,
Yeah.
they look close to Reginald's, like a little less regal, but like when he came through, it was like that style of armor and outfit.
I'm going to try to cast Dimension Door for myself and Butthole. Dimension Door allows me to. Let me zoom this in. You can bring along objects. That's not what I'm looking for. You can also bring one willing creature of your size or smaller. Can I do anything about Butthole being larger? The willingness, that's between he and I, but
I will give you a devil's bargain.
I would love to hear it.
Okay.
Can I still do that based on what's happened in the game, or?
Yeah, no, to me, I always thought like a creature your size or smaller was like if you're a medium-sized creature, you can't bring a large-sized creature.
Yeah, I would buy that.
That's,
But Tyler, are you medium-sized?
I'm small.
Oh, you are small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm small. Butthole's medium.
Okay,
Yeah.
then Tom,
Medium-sized creatures.
proceed.
Thank you. I shall.
Ignore me.
The font of all rules law has permitted this scenario. Devil's bargain away, good
Hey,
sir.
as a frequenter of Dimension Door in the past, I just
And of
wanted
devil's
to make
bargains,
sure.
to be frank. You're an expert in both at this point.
Laura Hamstra, the devil's doorman.
What's a good restaurant? 53rd and Purgatory. All right, thank you. All right, so
What's a good restaurant? There is no difference between pleasure and pain.
also Original Ray's pizza is pretty good.
Eastside Mario's, but only if you like bread.
Given that you're here, you probably liked bread. Bread was evil.
When you're here, your family.
That's Olive Garden.
I know. I knew. I just didn't care.
All right.
This is hell. Of course, it's an Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Truly, this is a disturbing realm. All right, so Quinny, your devil's bargain. You can't take Butthole with you through the Dimension Door, but you could probably drop kick him through the Dimension Door. You would just have to stay.
Ooh.
Let me look at another spell real quick.
That wasn't the devil's bargain. It wasn't do this or look up another spell.
I'll allow it. He only has 2. You got to give him. When he spends these, it's literally like his only chance to go to Disney World. So let's give it to him.
All right. I will take that devil's bargain.
Yum yum
I
yum.
would like to use my action to cast Dimension Door and send Butthole through it. I just want it to basically be the alley that I saw Pitch go down, because I know that's where Juniper and Reginald were going to go get him.
Yep.
I've seen it, so I can just place it there with pinpoint accuracy, so Butthole is outside the bar. with my bonus action, consuming my second and final spell slot in one turn.
Good.
I would like to cast Misty Step to just get the fuck out of there.
We probably need to see if that kick lands, right?
It depends. Well, here's the thing.
don't like all of
Would Butthole be willing? Probably not, because he wants to murder Archibald.
He's not looking.
Nope, he doesn't know him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then, let's see it. I guess.
I mean, he's engaged with someone else, so theoretically, Quinny would have advantage to do the kick.
This is true. I was going to give advantage for the springing and striding because we can
work.
never forget springing and striding. But yeah, sure. So let's say attack with advantage. Yeah. And I don't think I would make it an opposed check, but Butthole, I don't think you're paying any attention.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Advantage, you say? Okay.
I do.
We'll take the 10 over the 2. But since it's a jump kick and not, me using a weapon I'm proficient with, I'm assuming you want strength, like athletics or something?
No, I'll take your weapon proficiency because this is technically an attack action. I don't want to rob you of all your toys, just some of them.
So that's then a robust 22 to hit,
All right.
which
That clears the AC.
I was going to say, hopefully you're not holding your shield at the bar.
No, we've already canonically established that I wasn't, so you're good. AC is 20 right now.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So you fly through the air with the greatest of ease, and just like the door opens, just like between Butthole and Mutton Chops, who's like pouring drinks and is shocked that this whole thing is occurring. And you just drop kick him, just boot him through. It's basically like Archibald cracks him in the head, begins pummeling, which knocks Butthole back just far enough that you're able to boot him without any interference. Door immediately closes behind him. You crash into the side of the bar and down. Archibald looks down at you. You look up at him, and then you Misty Step.
Yeah, well, if we lock eyes, I look at him like, what the fuck? And I just am gone.
Yeah, as soon as you Misty Step away, it's just like full over air, like Superman punch into the ground. The stool splinters and explodes. The ground cracks. But you were already gone, and you just hear like laughter behind you, and find them, and the sounds of battle and screaming as the members of the horde begin to very thoroughly search that bar. So Juniper and Reginald, you're bringing Pitch back to the bar.
Yeah.
When a dimension door opens behind you, and Butthole is booted through against a wall. Butthole, you hit a wall and then hit the ground. You are suddenly no longer strangling Archibald Tingler or being punched in the gut.
Which is a real gut punch of its own, let me tell you. And he's just going to look up at Reginald and just say, I think your dad's here. We have to kill him if he's at the bar, but he's got friends. Also, Quinny fucking kicked me. I hate tonight.
Wait, is the tentacle monster back?
Full moon? Is the beast come to the fore for another?
There's a lot going on right now, okay? Juniper's having a hard time processing
Yes,
this.
I think we just need to be clear on when it's Laura or when it's Juniper.
Sorry,
Or a
that
wolf.
was Juniper.
Can you make that sound just one more time for us?
No,
though?
I can't. It was
I can.
it was on instinct.
It was from the heart. All right, so Reginald, you've just been told that your father's here. How's that hit for you?
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. There's got to be another verse, right? Like, we could just open a portal and get the fuck out of here. You guys got a friend named Alan. I don't want to fucking be here anymore. I don't think you need to be here. I think we could all just leave. All right, so the Horde's won this world. The end. Go home. Nobody dies. Can we live in the mine? I'll eat dwarf. I'll eat so many dwarves.
Quinny, you come running around the corner.
Just the pitter-patter of little feet running. They are not slowing down as they get closer to you. Just, time to go. He's here. He's alive. He's here. And just running. He's got friends.
Oh, okay then. Let's hide.
To the mines.
Don't shout it out.
Yells Reginald, and he fucking takes off. Reginald's run past Quinny now, heading for the mines.
Pitch is about to yell to the mines as well because he feels like that's the thing, and he's like, "Ooh, nope, okay." And then proceeds to do like a big wind-up run, and then starts running. Behind you, there's an explosion as the windows of the bar blast out, and there's sort of smoke billowing out of them as Archibald and friends proceed to raze it to the ground as all of you retreat through the cold streets of Akka, stumbling occasionally over discarded canvas that is blown away. You make your way back to the quarantine zone, and it's truly a like Scooby-Doo and pals scared of scary thing trying to get through that fucking fence again. It's just a lot of like creaking it open. I imagine Reginald, you probably just like diving slide through.
Oh, yeah. Reginald fucking baseball slide. Reginald is not a guy who's terribly athletic until his life is on the line. And you're like, holy shit, this is a very strong, very dexterous, incredibly combat trained man. He's the fucking Tom Cruise of running right now.
All right, so you blast through the fence. Everybody else follows, and I think what I would like from all of you, please, is either stealth or athletics to see. Basically, like a bunch of you running at full tilt through a car is very, very like obvious to everyone that you're not supposed to be there. That said, if you're fast enough and or stealthy enough, they may not be able to notice in time.
Reginald gets a dirty 20 on
Does not
athletics.
surprise me.
Yeah, he is the fuck out of there.
26 in athletics.
Hell yeah, you're just wheeling like crazy.
Yep.
Butthole gets a 9.
Yep.
Got punched, haunted by his father. Quinny's in love with Reginald. There's a lot going on for the guy right now.
Not his best day.
To be clear, Quinny did yell when he arrived in the bar. That was not true. But Butthole has been yelling, kill him and strangling his father. He's got his own problems.
Yeah.
Because Quinny was, running from danger, his athletics was an 8.
Oh, buddy.
He was not trying to be sneaky. He was trying to leave.
So Butthole and Quinny are pulling up the rear, one might say.
So as people begin to pile through the fence, you actually hear some shouts behind you. Quinny, I assume you're invisible, right?
Nope. Reginald's got my ring.
Right. Okay. So Butthole and Quinny, there are guards rapidly converging on the gap in the fence
Good God.
because you're bringing up the rear. What do you do?
Well, looks like we can't go through the fence. We're going to have to lead him away or everybody's fucked.
I'll do it. You get through. I will go. Could you just give me a little top up before I take my life into my own hands here for a second?
Yeah, when you say top up, health, what do you need?
Yeah, health, please.
Oh, yeah, I fucking blast him with like the strongest cure. There's barely time. It's just grab head farted directly into the mouth. Like, just got you. Just pulls into his ass. Farts really right in your fucking face. And like throws you into the distance and then fucking books it in.
It's like... I'm trying to think of... I can't think of a specific like pop culture thing or whatever, but it happens all the time whenever a great force is exerted on someone and the skin on their face ripples kind of thing. That's what's happening to Quinny right now with just fart air hitting him.
Okay, let me just do this health math for you just a second.
Do not care for that mental image, yet.
I love it.
Like I can taste it. I can taste it is the problem.
That is 35 HP.
Jesus Christ.
That'll do the job.
And he heals himself for 7.
Oof a doof. All right, so yeah, Butthole, you crawl awkwardly, Winnie the Pooh your way onto the fence. And Quinny, you take off running. Your goal is just to like lead them away from...
Lead them away and then lose them. Yeah.
Yep, okay. All right, so you take off away from the quarantine zone. Can you roll me? You're still running, so it's still athletics.
I know
Which is
we're
at a
in like
-1.
situations like this all the time, but like I'm like so scared because what if something happens to Quinny and then like Butthole just thinks that like forever that Quinny was like in love with Reginald.
I mean, stay tuned next week and find out.
No.
Or stay tuned forever because it may never be revealed. This is a good roll. At -1 modifier, it's an 18 athletics.
Right on.
Damn, Quinny. The severity of having to ask for the fart has really inspired you to run, because that is...
I had to run away from that
Yeah, I get it.
acknowledgement. I was like, I have to get out of here. I just asked to be farted on.
Yeah. So you take off at a sprint. You rapidly exit kind of the area you're used to. You can see the corpse pile kind of off to your right. Unfortunately, that is a wide open space aside from the pile itself. You find yourself running down kind of a long cobblestone street. The Black Castle looms kind of to your left. And you can see that these are clearly the parade grounds. They've been set up festooned with banners bearing the sigil of the Horde. Like grandstands have been set up. And there are like more skulls than you're entirely comfortable with, just of all shapes and sizes, kind of lining everything. It's got a real like 40K vibe. So you're kind of like running through the parade ground, and ahead of you, the two buildings kind of start looming out of the distance. One of them is decked out with extra spikes and is clearly the barracks. The other is the hospital. You've got only a split second to decide which one to duck into as you try and lose these folks. Which building do you go for?
I go for the hospital.
All right. So taking your life in your hands, as well as all of Laura's fear and anxiety, you look to the left, look to the right, and dart sort of through a dark door and disappear into the hospital. Butthole, you make it through the fence. You climb to your feet. You hear the sounds of yells and screams in the distance. There's an alarm klaxon now blaring throughout the city that you are more than familiar with as a war drill situation. And you make your way back into the warehouse. The rest of the party is, I assume, in the mine. I don't think Reginald would stop.
Oh, no, Reginald is not stopping.
So you kind of take a solitary walk through the warehouse and then down into the mine. Any like last moments here before you meet up with the rest of the group?
This is simultaneously having met Archibald, having demonstrated that he's capable of engaging physically with Archibald without immediately caving or like playing what he wanted. There was a chance for him, as a guy who had been heartbroken that he had not been able to stop his own father, to be able to do that. And there's a great opportunity there. But Quinny and Reginald are in love. But he didn't win that first fight. But he blew the mission by not being able to stay in better control. And worst of all, he doesn't know if the curse is still in place, where this Archibald can make him do anything that he says.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there's only one way you're going to find out how that plays. With that thought lingering in your mind, you crawl down the scaffolding and find Juniper, Reginald, Doc Huckleberry, who is still with us,
Yeah.
Goblin Jr.,
And Patty?
Pitch, and Patty, as well
Patty
as a
Two
bunch
Eyes.
of other kind of sickly Aka soldiers, all looking to you with a bit of desperation and a bit of need. King Butthole, what do you do?
This episode of Dum Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. are, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time. The Half-Blind Prophet, Christopher Little, Sue One, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, OMG It's Big Nick, D&D and Things, Schrodinger's Pepper, Guy Edwards, Flea Unit, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Melissa Rain, Nithrian, Garbo Ape, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L., Dia De Los Hoodless, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.